In many African villages, grandmothers are the backbone of the community. Yes, they do pass down traditions and wisdoms to future generations. Meet my incredible 72-year-old village grandmother who is still so strong. Join me on a journey through her daily life as she shows us what it means to be resilient, resourceful, and so full of life. It's Atiwe here. Come, let's go fetch some water for grandma down there at the well. The well is so near. The river is a little bit distant from grandma, so we always use the well unless otherwise. The water that we pick from this particular well is mainly for surface finishing of our mud houses, but also if you want it for home use, it has to be very early in the morning before the animals go and dispute it. So grandma has it as a tradition, even when she has a lot of people at home, she has to at least once a day go to the well. She says it keeps her bones healthy and her as a person also strong. So this particular well is so near home, but it's also shared with animals. That's why I don't like it for home use. The river is safer, but because we're just going to be finishing our house, it can serve. Grandma always comes and carries this jerrycan by herself without any help at 72 years. She says those bones, if they are not worked, they get sick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come with me. Let's fetch the water. Because it's a way of keeping her body exercise. But honestly speaking, I don't really like this particular well because it's very open. Animals can easily come in and it's near to a lot of homesteads. Yeah, as you can even see, I'm going to be showing you all these are footsteps of animals around. It is mainly used by people who want to finish their house. We're in a very dry season. So what people mainly do in dry season is renovate houses, smear them and all that. And that is what we are going to do for grandma's house. We're going to be smearing her house. See, she does that by herself every morning. Sorry, hey, her cloth has fallen in water. Every single morning she carries she carries one jerrycan home. Whether she's going to finish the house or not, she'll come and carry a jerrycan. At least the water will be used by the chickens. Born in 1948 and right now at 72 years young, my village grandmother is a shining example of what it really means to live life to the fullest. Despite the challenges she faces, she wakes up every morning with a smile on her face and a song in her heart. Guys, we are back from the well and grandpa was already waiting for her. Though by the time we reached home, I'd insisted that I carry the jerrycan. She's like, "No, you're going to kill my routine." Oh, guys, I was feeling so bad. Like, how can such an old woman carry carry a whole jerrycan? And I'm just walking. And she's like, "No, this is my routine," and I truly understand and respect that. But I was like, "Well, let me just let her carry halfway. Then I'll carry halfway through." Yeah, they have been so busy. They've not been at home. The kids are going to school, so every morning I come and help them clean around here. We are in a very dry season, so even if I sweep like this 30 minutes later, this compound will behave like it has not been swept. If you want to reduce on the dust, that's why I'm not over using a lot of strength to sweep because of the dust. So if you want to do away with the dust, you first sprinkle some water. Yes. So me, I'm sweeping slightly, slowly, because either way, After 30 minutes, this place is going to behave like it has never seen a broom. The wind is going to blow and put down a lot of leaves. Here we share duties. So as I was sweeping, helping my in-law clean her compound, Grandma was preparing the black soil, which we get across the river, because this side we only have sandy soil. Yes, this kind of soil that we use for finishing our houses, we get it from across the river because you see they look very fertile and black. The ones we have this side are more red. So when we want our floors black, we go across the river. So as I was finishing the other side, Grandma is also preparing up the mixture or the mud that we are going to be using to finish her floor. Yeah, this is when you see what they call like gender roles or something like that, this is the work for women. It's rare to find men doing this. When it was for men to roof the house, yeah, it was mainly men. Women were just giving support in form of cooking for them and bundling up grasses for them, but they never went up the roof. In this culture, but in other cultures, women can roof. So just like grandfather or grandpa roofed the house, grandma is going to be finishing the floor. So I feel everyone is contributing in some way in an African village home. Isn't it the 50-50? Oh yes, though when it comes to monetary things, it's mainly meant to handle that. So come with me as we work on the floor with grandma. Yeah, so here on the floor she mainly used the black soil with a little bit of clay ish. All we do is have that mixture so soft and smear it all around the floor. That is the very first step. Grandma has been doing this all her life because it's women and girls that do this. Sometimes, if there are many, they do it while singing, while catching up, while telling girls, giving them some kind of education about womanhood and all that. Yes, my grandmother is 72 years old and she's still maintaining and taking very great care of her house. As you can see, she's a very hands-on person. Yep. These soils are picked from a very secure place, and also, even after that, they have to be checked if there are any sharp objects because we are using our hands so that we don't end up hurting ourselves in any way. Guys, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, this 2025, why would you still be building mud houses? Why would you still be using pit latrines and all that? But guys, this is a more sustainable way of living. It's all from the earth and nothing added, so it can go back to the earth easily without jeopardizing nature in any kind of way. Anyway, this particular stone is what we use for finishing. We first spray the mud, then we do the finishing of the floor. After spraying the mud, this is how it is done. After spraying the mud, you let it be a bit dry because air will pass it and it will be like it's starting to dry. Once it's like it's starting to dry, you get a stone and you start rubbing it all onto, oh yes, onto the finished part so it can look finer and smoother. The trick in having this mud stick so well to the floor is having it really wet as possible so it can easily move onto the floor and all easily stick onto the floor. If it's not so wet, the finishing is not going to come out so good and so fine. So that's the only trick behind it. So guys, I think I'll be from now on. Let me just show you the finished product. Let's first work. Put camera aside, then I'll show you the finished product. In this village society, it's mainly believed that the woman is responsible for the first impression of the home to the visitors or passers-by. Oh, yes, if a home is organized and clean and well finished, all credit goes to the woman of that home. And if it is not, she is not a responsible wife, mother, or even grandmother. Here, my grandmother has daughters in law, but when it comes to her house, yes, they can do, other grandmothers have their daughters in law work on their houses, but this particular one, when it comes to her house, it's her full responsibility. Like she does everything by herself. I tell you, me even doing something was like, I just insisted. But she likes doing anything to do with her house, with her husband. She likes it to be her very own responsibility. And sometimes the daughters in law be like, oh, you're old. Like, no, I am not old. Aging doesn't mean I'm crippled. Well, aging doesn't mean I don't have the ability to work. So she takes so much delight in work. And that is one virtue that I have learned and admire so much about her. Her resilience, wow. The joy she finds in work, wow. And grandpa is that too, like that too. During the roofing of the house, he was hands on. Yes, he had his sons, our uncles, and friends come through to help him. The man would climb on a stool at his age and start doing all this. I remember grandpa is like in 80s. My goodness, my goodness. I love this. I love grandma. And when she was finishing here, the time she gave it and the attention, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. I wish we would all stop, what is it called? Self-pitying. I see most of the old people, they live in self-pity. Oh, I'm old. Help me with this, help me with that. I know genuinely some truly need help because even with old age, some ailments are coming in and all that. But one thing I know about this particular grandma of mine, she has kept her body active. She says from doing these chores, every part of her body is working, and that way she's able to keep all her organs strong. That's her reasoning, not mine. She's able to keep all her body and systems strong and functional, fully functional because of activity. Then sometimes she jokes and say, activity is medicine. Most of you take pride in being idle or being served, which is also good, but sometimes be the one on the serving end, be the one serving others, and you'll be guaranteed that your life will be long. It will be long and healthy. As grandma is finishing her house, one of her daughters in law, they always cook in turns. So there are three daughters in law here. Yes. So this particular one is the one cooking today. And she's prepared a traditional meal, quinongora, and vegetables pasted with sim sim. Oh yes, we paste, and it has some okra. We always make it in a way that it's slimy so that it is we help the gut. Oh yes. Why not? Once the food is ready, she takes it to grandma. I wish to be like grandma and grandpa when we grow old. My God. Guess what? She said, I'm not going to eat. When my husband is not here, she got her food because they always eat together. Got her food, took it inside the house. This generation will eat and also forget the husband or the spouse. When I asked her, why are you not eating? She didn't tell me I'm waiting for grandpa. She said, I'm going to first take a bath, then eat. If you watched up to this point, thank you very much for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing and tell a friend to tell another friend to come and subscribe and leave a comment.